We're here for a very urgent purpose. I'm delighted to be here with my sisters, if I may, Margaret Wallström and Gro Harlem Brundtland. We've been on a road. Now we're here in Malmo on our way to this incredibly important conference. It is vital that our voice is heard, because our voice is the true voice of what is happening in the world. The poorest are already suffering from the impacts of the global warming, the greenhouse gas emissions, but we know they are not responsible. 2 years ago, very few people were using the concept of climate justice. Now we're hearing it more and more, because it is fundamentally an issue of justice. The fact that the poorest are being driven back, are not able to achieve the Millennium Development Goals. I've been involved in climate hearings with Oxfam International. I've heard so many stories, and many of those stories are about women trying to cope. There's a very strong gender dimension. But most of all, we have to recognise that if we look at the official way in which the preparations have been made for the conference here, the COP15 here in Copenhagen, by and large the poorest countries are not sufficiently still on the agenda. So our message has to be the importance of a fast start, so that we, as of 2010, begin to address the problems of the poorest. I have 4 grandchildren. They will be in their 40s in 2050. At the moment, looking at all the science, I am not at all sure they will have a livable world. That's pretty important. That's actually the most vital thing you can think about. This is not just any conference. Our voice has to be heard. Our views have to be put forward. And I think the most fundamental message we can give is there is no longer a them and us. But the them and us becomes a we when we realise that it's only if we're together that we will have a safe world. And that means we must have the poorest belonging to the low carbon path that we all need to take. Thank you very much.
As we think about the fact that already more than 20 years ago, the report that I had the honor to chair warned about increasing evidence on global warming and climate change, I remember being told by many environmentalists at that time and in the coming years, they said it would be impossible to combine economic growth and development with the protection of nature. So that argument was took a lot of effort and strength, a lot of debate. But it is clear that as we were convinced 20 years ago about this, I am as convinced today, and I think more people are aware today than was the case, that humanity needs to chart a new course, one that can combine the human rights for all with safeguarding the environment. This is what we are looking for. The world is looking at the leaders coming to Copenhagen. And they know that they have a responsibility to act. But we have to help them feel that responsibility. And I do think that with working together during these days now, we will be able to find a political agreement that can give us an agreement next year, which is also legally binding. But the breakthroughs on the principles and on the direction, they have to happen in Copenhagen within the coming 2 weeks. But I believe we can help have it done. I believe that people are more prepared than a few months ago. So let's do it. Let's do it together. Thank you.
At this particular moment in time, we cannot trust the political leadership. This is the situation we're in. And that's why the headlines have talked about, will it be a success or a failure here in Copenhagen? Will it be now or later? Is it about the rich or the poor? And it's really about the contrasts, and I think the paradox is exactly that one. We are in a situation where we can trust public opinion, I would say almost worldwide today, we can definitely mobilize all these resources that we have not had access to before, but we doubt that our leaders will actually take the full responsibilities, because we cannot afford to fail. And it is, the perspective is such that it is our children and grandchildren that will be affected. And we already know from reports on the loss of biodiversity, for example, that life on this planet as we know it will not be the same if we don't act now. And that's the very simple reason some of us have. We have children, and we would like to have grandchildren, and we would like to offer them a life which is livable and that is worthy, and that also offers climate justice, because without that it will not be a dignified existence on this planet. So we hope that we can contribute, that you can contribute to that, giving them some ideas about what the next steps could be, and what a proper decision here in Copenhagen could contain. So heartily welcome to all of you, and we are very much looking forward to today's and tomorrow's discussions. Thank you for being here.